Tonight, set everything down. Whatever happened today, whatever you carried through those hours, you can put it down now, just for a little while. The emails, the stress, the noise of other people's opinions, the pressure of everything you haven't done yet. Let all of it fade. You do not need to solve anything tonight. You do not need to plan. You do not need to perform. Tonight is simply for you. Take a slow breath in, hold it gently, and release. Again, breathe in slowly, feeling your chest rise, your shoulders soften, and breathe out. Let your body sink a little deeper into wherever you are resting. Feel the weight of your body, your legs heavy and still, your arms relaxed at your sides, your jaw unclenched, your hands open. There is nowhere you need to be right now. There is nothing you need to prove tonight. You are allowed to be here, quiet, still, breathing. Take one more deep breath in, and as you exhale, let any remaining tension leave with it. Good. You are exactly where you need to be. And what we are about to do together is simple. We are going to take a journey, not far away, just forward. 5 years forward, into the version of your life that is already waiting for you. Imagine it is morning, 5 years from now. The sun is rising slowly. The light is warm and unhurried. There is no alarm screaming at you, no panic, no rush. You wake up naturally, the way the body was designed to wake, gently, gradually, aware. You open your eyes slowly. The ceiling above you is calm. The room is quiet. And before a single thought enters your mind, you feel something unfamiliar, or maybe something you had forgotten. Peace. Not the peace of having nothing to do, but the peace of someone who knows exactly who they are. Someone who trusts themselves. Someone who has been building something, quietly, for 5 years. You sit up slowly. The sheets are clean and cool. The room around you is exactly what you once imagined. Not extravagant for the sake of it, but calm, intentional. A space that reflects how you live now. Organized, purposeful, simple in the best possible way. You look out the window. Or perhaps a city skyline. Still and peaceful at this hour, before the world fully wakes. Whatever is out there, it feels earned, not handed to you. Earned, built, decision by small decision, over 5 quiet years. You stand up and walk slowly through your space. The floors beneath your feet feel solid. The air smells clean. Maybe there's coffee already brewing. That familiar grounding smell that tells you the day is beginning on your terms. You pour your coffee slowly, no rushing, no phone in your hand yet. Just you, and the quiet, and the weight of a warm mug in your hands. You look out the kitchen window. The neighborhood is still sleepy. A few birds, the distant sound of wind through trees. And you think, this is mine, not in an arrogant way, in a grateful way, a humble, deeply grateful way. You sit down at your desk, not to check notifications, not to react to the world, but to plan, to think, to write. Every morning now begins this way, with intention, with clarity about what you are building and why. You write a few sentences, what matters most today, what you are grateful for, what you are working toward. It takes maybe 10 minutes, but those 10 minutes set the tone for everything that follows. Then you move your body, Maybe it is a walk, slow and deliberate, just you in the morning air, your thoughts settling like sediment in still water. Or maybe it is something else, a run, a stretch, something that reminds your body it is alive, that it is capable, that it has carried you through 5 years of growth, and it is still strong. 5 years ago, mornings looked different. You were reactive, rushing, anxious before the day even started. But slowly, one small morning at a time, you built this instead. Now think about your financial life. 5 years ago, money felt chaotic, unpredictable. There was always a little less of it than you needed, and the stress of that followed you everywhere. But you made a decision, not one big, dramatic decision, a series of small ones. You started paying attention. You tracked what was coming in. You tracked what was going out. Not obsessively, but honestly. For the first time in a long time, you stopped lying to yourself about money. And that honesty was the beginning of everything. You started saving. Small amounts at first. Almost embarrassingly small, but consistent. Every single month, without exception. Then you started investing, slowly, patiently. You did not try to get rich overnight. You did not chase shortcuts. You understood something that most people spend their whole lives avoiding. Time is the most powerful financial tool that exists. And you had 5 years of it, so you used them, month after month, quietly building. And then something shifted, not all at once, but gradually. Like a tide coming in so slowly you almost don't notice. Until suddenly, your feet are wet. The savings grew, the investments compounded. The stress around money began to lift. Not because you became reckless with it, but because you became intentional with it. Now you breathe easier, not because you have everything, but because you are no longer afraid of the future. You built a buffer between yourself and chaos. An emergency fund that lets you sleep at night. Investments that grow while you rest. Income that reflects the value you have built. You are not wealthy because of luck. You are financially stable because of patience. Because of the small decisions you made. When nobody was watching. When the results were not yet visible. When it would have been very easy to stop. But you did not stop. Now think about your work. Not what you do for money. What you build. What you create. What you contribute. 5 years ago it was an idea. Maybe just a feeling. A quiet sense that you were capable of more than your circumstances suggested. You sat down and started. Imperfectly. Slowly. Without an audience. Without validation. You created when nobody was watching. You learned when it was uncomfortable. You kept going when the results felt invisible. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, momentum built. The work started to compound, just like the money. Every problem you solved, everything you shipped into the world, added to something larger than itself. And now, the work feels different, not easy, but meaningful. You know what you are building and why. You know who you are helping. You know the impact your consistency is creating. Some mornings you sit down and hours disappear. Not in stress, not in scattered distraction, but in flow. The kind of focus that used to feel impossible now feels like your natural state because you trained it. The same way you would train a muscle, slowly, repeatedly, without giving up when it was hard. People notice something about you now. You are calm in the middle of things that used to unsettle you. You move through challenges differently, not because life became easier, but because you became more capable than the life around you. The most important thing that changed over these 5 years was not your bank account. It was not your lifestyle. It was not what other people could see from the outside. It was something quieter, something internal. You became someone you trust. Think about what that means. Before, you made promises to yourself and broke them. You said you would start and didn't. You said you would stop and couldn't. You told yourself things would be different, and then watched them stay the same. That pattern eroded something. It quietly, slowly eroded your belief in yourself. But then you made one small promise and kept it, and then another, and kept that one too. And slowly, the relationship you had with yourself began to change. You started to believe what you told yourself because you had evidence, real evidence, built over thousands of small kept promises. You became the person who follows through, the person who shows up even when motivation has left the building, the person who chooses the hard right thing over the easy wrong thing, not because you were superhuman, but because you practiced it, day after day, until it became who you are. And that identity, that deep, quiet confidence in your own reliability, changed everything else. Your relationships, your decisions, your work, your finances, all of it improved. Not because of tactics or strategies, but because of who you became. Think about the version of you from 5 years ago, sitting where you are sitting now. That version of you was already capable of this. They just hadn't started yet. Or they had started and stopped. Or they were waiting for the right moment, the right motivation, the right sign. But you understand now. There is no right moment. There is only the moment you decide. Now imagine your evenings. The day is winding down. The light outside is softer now, amber and slow. You are not rushing toward the end of the day. You are arriving at it, calmly. You made something to eat, something simple, good. You sat down without your phone, just the food, and the quiet, and the feeling of a day well used. You look back at what you built today. Not everything was perfect. It never is. There were moments of friction, things that didn't go the way you planned. But progress was made, real progress. You moved forward, and that is enough. That has always been enough. Because this is how 5 years passed. Not in giant dramatic leaps, not in viral moments or overnight transformations, but in evenings like this one, where you did enough, where you moved forward enough, where you chose yourself enough, again and again and again. Now breathe slowly. Come back gently. Back to where you are now. Back to this moment. This bed. This room. This version of your life. The life you are still building. That future is not a fantasy. It is a direction. And direction is built one small decision at a time. The morning you wake up with intention instead of anxiety. The hour you spend learning instead of scrolling. The dollar you invest instead of spending carelessly. The promise you make to yourself and keep. 5 years will pass no matter what. Most people underestimate time. They think 5 years is too long to wait. But 5 years will pass no matter what. The only question is, what will you build during them? You already know what you are capable of. You felt it tonight. That version of your life is not out of reach. It is not reserved for someone else. It is waiting for the version of you who decided to stay consistent, who decided to keep going, who decided that 5 years of quiet effort was worth more than a lifetime of waiting for the right moment. Tomorrow morning, you will wake up in the present. The life you want will not be fully here yet, but you will know something you did not know before. You will know exactly how it is built. Not in motivation, not in inspiration, not in perfect conditions, but in quiet consistency. One focused day, followed by another and another, until one day, you look around and realize 5 years have passed. And the life you once imagined, on a quiet night just like this one, is now simply your life. Tonight, let that future settle gently in your mind. There is nothing you need to rush, nothing you need to prove. Just remember this: small decisions, repeated long enough, change everything. Now rest. Tomorrow, another step forward begins.